Just thought I'd show you the progress that's been going on. I have been busy making all of these retaining walls. This one I have sawn through here, so I was able to then angle it so it went a bit more with the curve, whereas ordinarily it is just straight, but it is quite a long section of retaining wall to stay straight, so I decided to, and it's, once I've got a bit of moss growing over the brickwork, that won't be noticeable, that there's a slight join there. But, so yeah, I'm just seeing how it's going, getting the bridge post ready to be assembled, and I've decided where the girder bridge has moved slightly. Well, I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier or not. The girder bridge, as you can see by the the line on the cork, was about there, but it was a little bit too wide of a gap, so I've moved it back to about there. It still works perfectly fine with these buildings here. It just means that the bridge actually fits between the divide. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how it's looking that way. And I've started putting in the smaller pillars as well to get a look of how it might look like when it's finished. So I'll get back to you when I've got even more done. With the retaining wall. This is the bit of hillside that goes to the right hand side of the layout. As you can see, I've got a line there that I'm just about to cut, and then that's where the retaining wall on that side will then go next to. So I'll get that cut and show it to you in place. So here you can see that section of foam now, and I've cut out that bit of foam so that the wall looks like it has been built into the side of it, and that the landscape forms around it rather than it stays where the landscape goes. So I'm quite happy with how that's gone, and it looks quite effective. All I need to do now is just shave the corner of that off, just to smoothen it out a little bit at the top. You can see, you might be able to see there, I've got a little groove cut already. You can just about see there at the top, just here. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that looks. Now I just need to do the other side and cut that bit. But I've got quite a lot done today, so I'm quite happy with how it's going. And also, just before I forget, it fits just. This is the longest bit of rolling stock I will have, the clearance between there is maybe, I mean, it looks a bit worse on camera. It's there we go, that's a better angle. Probably about a millimetre clearance, maybe a millimetre and a half. Don't know why it's going out of focus there. Try. There we go, that's better. So yeah, there's not that much clearance, but it shouldn't be too much for a problem. It's now the next day. As you can see, I've been very busy getting it so it's all cut. As you can see there, it's all, the wall is going to go flush with the foam. So all that's left now is to cut this one back so that, where's it gone? So that this section here will go on that end there. So that's all I've got left to do with cutting that foam, but then I've got as well, I need to give it a profile and cut it down, similar to this side, where as you can see it's a lot more sculpted, whereas this one I wasn't sure where the wall was going at first, so I left it until now. So now I'm going to start cutting it and shaping it, and it's going to gradually taper off going this way, so it'll have a smoother edge to it going around there. And as well as that, I'm going to use the rest of the bridge kit that I used to make the bridge over there, if you remember from one of my last videos. I'm going to use it to make a road bridge that crosses over here. So then you can have the road that will then go across here and across, and you can imagine then the road carries on up towards the station at the top. So I'll show you again when I've made some more progress. So I'm back building more retaining walls. This is the second kit that I got two, so I'd have enough. I'm not sure if I'm going to need all of them, but I'm going to make them all, and then if I don't need them I can use them later on. But so I'll show you when these are all done and in place. So here you can see the last section of foam has now been cut so that the retaining wall goes flush around the edge of it. I've had to cut a slight notch into the piece on the left so it went a bit more flush with the two other pieces on the right. I have drawn a score line on the foam in pencil, just along the line of where the retaining wall goes, so that I can then cut that down to the same profile as the retaining wall, so the landscape follows it down. So I have now finished, for now, the carving of the foam. So tried to match it as much as I can to the top of the retaining wall as it goes down, then till it meets the ground there. And this isn't finalised, it needs to be smoothened out a bit more, but I'm quite happy with how it looks. And I'll leave it there. This is the road bridge that I've been making. It's much simpler than the bridge that I've already made, because that was a custom one, whereas this is just very simple, just follows the kit. So I'll show you when I've got some more of that progress done. Just got Lottie here examining all of my building sheets, making sure I'm doing everything properly, aren't you? So as you can see, I have almost finished with the carving of the land side, and I've also now finished the bridge. Now I did get a little bit distracted because I was supposed to, in this video, be doing the retaining walls and just the landscape, but then I started doing the bridge and then completely forgot that I was doing the retaining walls. So I still haven't finished building all of the retaining walls yet. So if I take you over, there's slight gaps in certain places and I haven't finished them off yet, which is my aim, but I'm quite happy with how the bridge has turned out though. I had to cut it at the end, so it went flush with the foam. I forgot to mention this while showing you the bridge, but I constructed the top section of the bridge slightly incorrectly. I got the front wall and the front inner wall and the back wall mixed up, so they were the wrong way around, which then led to a bit of instruction text basically being visible above the road level. So to fix this, I cut off some excess brickwork that I had and simply covered it over and glued it to the bridge, and it's done quite a good job and it's not that noticeable now. So it's something that I need to pay more attention to. I was so in the rhythm of making it, and with the retaining walls it's the same. I've made the same mistake on all of those, but it doesn't really matter on those because they're all hidden from the other side. But anyway, I'll get back to the video. And I've done a rough layout as to where the buildings on the top here are going to go. So there'll be as you can see, there's a church, there's a vicarage. There'll be a wall that goes along here with a little gate so you can get into the vicarage. So the road will just carry down here and then across, and there's a little ramp up there that you can access the shop, and there'll be another ramp going that way for lorries to come and deliver goods to the shop. I have also wrapped the bottom of the pillar with the Metcalfe brick. So I'll just take that out and show you how it looks. So here is the pillar for the bridge, and I'm quite pleased with how it went round. The seam is here, but again, it's not too noticeable, and if it's, depending on which way around I have it on the layout, you won't be able to see the join anyway. So I've put some card on the bottom of it to give the brick paper something more to stick to other than the plastic. So I was worried that it would just slide straight off, but I think because it's 3D printed, the lines that are going through it gives it quite a good adhesive bond. So now all I have to do is use the rest of the paper that I've got to fill in the sides here, and then I'll glue this to the top of the I'll glue the top of this to the bottom of the bridge, just where the join is. So if I put that back in there. Now I did have a slight miscalculation over here, that when I showed you this last, these walls are all flush with this cut line here, so then these walls are further this way. But with where the bridge crosses over, there would have been a gap in the retaining walls of about that much, so I've pushed the retaining walls up that way. So I'm just needing to fill that gap in there, because if I had it at the angle that it was at, it just looked very strange at the angle. So I'm much happier with how it looks now. It just does mean I'm going to have to try and fill in that little hole there. But just saying, none of this is permanently stuck down yet, because I still need to put in all of the missing sleepers. That's something that I'm going to do at some point, but I'm going to do that before I fix in all this scenery, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to get to them after the scenery has been put in. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that's going. And yeah, so I wasn't sure if I'd said this earlier, but this is on a 2-tiered level. So you've got this half of the hill is on one level and this half is on another level. I just thought it'd add a bit more perspective to it, so it's not all flat on the top. So yeah, see, as you can see, I've already pointed out the ramp, but this isn't going to be a wall, it's just needing to be smoothened out, but it's not going to be as smooth as the ramp, just so it then stands out and it'll be like a little bit of a grass verge going along. And you then got a nice spot on the bridge there for some train spotters.